Okay, the first two places I want you to know about that are not two of the most obvious places because they may not be on your screen already. Depending on how you open Ableton Live, they may or may not be there already. I think by default, when you open Ableton Live for the very first time and you haven't messed with anything, you're seeing both of these. So if you're seeing an extra big little tab on the right side and a tiny little square on the left side at the bottom, that's what I'm going to be talking about right now. So I don't have those on my screen, so I want to get them. So I'm going to go up to the top, I'm going to go to View, and let's go to Info View first. So I'm going to say Info View, and that adds this little box down here. Now, the sole purpose of this box is to tell you what's what. It's great. It's super great. So I encourage you, highly encourage you, require you, if you will, to leave that open for a long time. Leave that window open until you are super ninja confident that you know what everything is. So right now it's not doing anything, right? It's just empty. What it does is it shows whatever my mouse is over. It tells me what that is and what it does, right? So let's go to here. What are these two dots? I can put my mouse there and then I can look down at the bottom and I can see, oh, that's a metronome. Click here to activate the metronome. To adjust the metronome's volume, use the preferences, cue volume control, and the master track mixer. Cool. What does, I don't know, what does this do? That is the track activator, right? We talked about those already. It's kind of their fancy word for the mute button. As you get more stuff on here, like let's load an instrument here. So now I have an instrument and now it gets even more detailed, right? Like I can say, what does this button do? And it says switches LFO1 on and off, right? So that's my LFO1 control. What does this do? This is the rate of the LFO in hertz. So, you know, all of these little things, quick routing, pitch bend range. This info view just tells you what every single thing is. It's really great. So keep that open. And if you're ever just poking around and saying, gee, what is this up here? What does this little pencil floating right here do? And it's the draw mode switch. Now you know, and it tells you what it does and how to use it. So check that out, really important. So that is the info view. You get it by going to View and then Info View, or you can also hit the question mark just to toggle it on and off with question mark. And you can leave it up as long as you want. The only real reason to get rid of it is that once you start to do a more complicated session, you might want a little more room down here at the bottom. And so you might think, well, let's get rid of that window just for real estate reasons. I need more space to see all my stuff that's happening. So, you know, eventually get rid of it if you want, but leave it open for a good long time. Get used to it being there so that you can reference it whenever you're stumped. Okay, in the next video, let's talk about Help View.